Appreciate your patience. If you will all please stand, we'll say the pledge real quick. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you all so much. We'll start tonight off with the swearing in of newly elected aldermen. And sure.
You can stand right here.
Okay. Let's do that.
Don't fall off the ledge. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Brandon Canal,
I, Brandon Canal,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I possess all the qualifications
that I possess all the qualifications
prescribed by law for my office,
prescribed by law for my office,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the state of Missouri,
and the state of Missouri,
the provisions of all laws
the provisions of all laws
of this state
of this state
affecting fourth-class cities,
affecting fourth-class cities
and the ordinances of the city of Buffalo, Missouri,
and the ordinances of the city of Buffalo, Missouri,
and faithfully perform the duties of mayor
and faithfully perform the duties of mayor
of the city of Buffalo, Missouri,
of the city of Buffalo, Missouri,
and faithfully demean myself while in office.
and faithfully demean myself while in office. Thank you. Huh? The term's half over, yeah. All right. Swearing in of our newly elected alderman. I guess not really newly, but re-elected, yeah.
You can just stand. Just turn this way. All right. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
that I possess all the qualifications
that I possess all the qualifications
prescribed by law for my office,
prescribed by law for my office,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and of the state of Missouri,
and the state of Missouri,
the provisions of all laws of this state
provisions of all laws of this state,
affecting cities of the fourth class,
effective this is fourth class,
and the ordinances of the city of Buffalo, Missouri,
and the ordinances of the city of Buffalo, Missouri,
and faithfully perform the duties of alderman
and faithfully perform the duties of alderman
of the city of Buffalo, Missouri,
of the city of Buffalo, Missouri,
and faithfully demean myself in office.
faithfully demean myself while in office.
Congratulations to our aldermen, some hard-fought battles. I was telling the leadership group that's here earlier, by the way, the Dallas County Free Press is recording audio and visual at this time, so we'll be on our best behavior. But I was telling the leadership group earlier about, I think of it two ways. If we don't have people either running against us or they either like what we're doing or they don't want the headache. So I like to lean towards they like what we're doing, maybe. So I hope. But welcome to our leadership group as well that's in the back. They've had a very long day of touring Buffalo and talking with different leaders throughout Dallas County, the prosecutor, the commissioners, 911, did a tour of 911. I'm not sure what else you guys had done, but it was a long day, I know. So, and we're happy to have you guys here, as well as everybody else. Thank you for being here tonight. Election of Mayor Pro Tem at the direction of the board. Unless there is any objections, I'd like to have Terry continue to remain as Mayor Pro Tem.
So moved. So moved. Second.
Okay. Yep.
Terry,
Abstain.
Brandon,
Aye.
Scott,
Aye.
Ron,
Aye.
Lonnie,
Aye.
James.
Aye.
Modifications to the agenda. Chief Cunningham, did you have one?
I do have one for purchasing. It's a grant I've been working on. I'd like to add that and wherever column, maybe old business maybe.
Under old business? Maybe under purchasing.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah,
We're
I
gonna,
don't have anything, huh?
yeah, we'll put it under purchasing.
Okay.
So. Also modifications to the agenda at the end of the old business. We're gonna move that Durham annexation update to a different time. We don't have a update per se on the annexation part, so, yet. Any other modifications to the agenda? Okay. Citizens' comments. If you want to speak, we'd like for you to come to the podium, give us your name and where you live. You'll have 2 minutes. Come on down. Oh, I thought she was going up here.
Scared her
It's perfect, I guess, yeah.
She said no last time, remember?
If she did say no last time. Any citizens' comments?
Mayor,
Oh,
I just gotta mention, some,
You don't need to give my name, but it's just a question about this. We have the citizens' comments fairly early on in the session. Most of the time, a lot of the questions come up later after things are spoken. Is there a way to move that possibly to later in the agenda sometime? Allow people to kind of listen to what's going on. ask
So-
questions throughout.
I don't have an issue with that. We actually used to do that. I think that had caused some issues, and that's why they put it at the first. And then the other part of it is a lot of citizens would leave throughout the meeting.
Well, having it early and then you guys having these things go on afterwards, questions come up, but by the time the next meeting's up, you forgot what we want to
Sure.
ask. You know?
No, I'm fine with that.
Just a question.
Unless the board has any objections.
we used to do it,
Yeah.
yeah, we used to be on the agenda.
I appreciate it.
Okay.
Thank you.
No, hey, I'll go back to modifications to the agenda. We'll add citizens' comments before mayor's comments. Is that okay? Or do you want to wait till after my comments too? Okay.
It doesn't matter.
All right.
Move it back a little bit, give us some
Okay.
time to hear what you guys have to say, and then maybe there's room for that.
Okay. Thanks, Ray. Let's go ahead.
Mayor, so I sent you, Martha, and Debbie a text or an email regarding the grant that was received by the health department to purchase the new playground equipment, which was roughly $6,000. So they have been approved of the funding. So that means that's the $6,000 in addition to the $8,000 that OCAC has put together. That gives us $14,000 towards the new West Side Park, whatever we're gonna name that. Do we have an idea when we're gonna start on that, or are we gonna wait? I mean, wanna do it when the weather's good, obviously.
Yeah.
We
I would like.
talk to John and the guys.
I have mentioned it to John. Have you gone over and looked at the property?
Uh-huh.
I think I would like for you and I and John to maybe, and if any of the other aldermen want to meet over there, I think there's got to be some groundwork, a little bit of groundwork done first.
Yep.
We just need to have an idea of what that's going to be, how much that's going to take. So,
Would we also need to invite the neighbors and just to get a good feel to see, by the way, we're gonna install a park next to your house with playground? Are we required to do that? I mean, it's our property. Maybe just as a,
I think it would just
An
be a
olive
courtesy. I don't think
branch,
we're required to do it. I think it'd just be a courtesy
yeah.
request. But
I wonder if we could just send out some kind of notice to the folks that are within a block, especially those neighbors that are gonna be behind the park, and there's gonna be one neighbor to the south, and it's kind of on a corner. I think there's kind of a neighbor at the northwest, but if we can include them, just to make sure that, we go into this, we have the money raised before we start doing anything, that we don't upset some folks that may not want a park on the west side of town.
My son
Okay.
and his family live over there and they're excited.
I think what we need, maybe we can do is we can meet there, come up with a plan, and then when the board gets ready to pull the trigger on the buying the equipment, they can, maybe we'll have them, send them a letter before that meeting, and they can come up here and voice their concerns if they have any, or support.
Okay.
Unless anybody else has any problems with that or objections. I think it's a good idea.
And I think maybe one more thing to add to that, we've been kind of behind the 8 ball. We've added one new park since I've been on the council, but we finally named it, but we didn't have it named before.
Correct.
And things happened, so we just, okay, maybe we should like spend a little time and have it named, so when we go and break ground, maybe there'll be, and this is gonna be so-and-so park. I'm sure there's probably someone in this community that deserves to have their name on a park, or it can be the West Side Park. I mean, it doesn't really matter to me, but I'd like to consider having it named when we start construction versus a building going, all right, whose name should we put on it?
You want to call it the new park?
The new park. The new park. Yeah, that'll confuse, yeah. We're gonna have practice at the new park. Where's that at? Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Okay. I appreciate it, Scott. I'd say we might have some information by this next meeting, if not the first meeting in May.
Okay.
No, I think we'll have, if we can have the names by that first meeting in May, we may have the letters out to them already and maybe ready to pull the trigger that night, so.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks. Appreciate it. Any other citizens' comments? Okay. Minutes and bills. Wait, what? Sorry. Who does, Ray?
Yeah. I was gonna ask you guys, have you guys heard anything back from the attorney on the roof issue? Have they made an attempt to collect on that debt?
We're working on, I actually just talked to him about that again today. He came into the office for a short bit today for his next meeting, and I chatted with him about that, so we're,
I mean, it's not my debt, it's sort of my debt.
well, it kinda is
It's not-
your,
Yeah, it's sort of my debt,
We're-
but it's not my debt. Just
we're,
curious.
we're currently working, we haven't heard back yet. So, as soon as we do, I'll let you guys know.
Still same stance that we had before?
Oh, yeah.
Good,
100%.
good.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ray.
I'll make a motion that we approve minutes and bills.
Okay. Can you hear okay, James? Please.
Ron,
Aye.
Brandon,
Aye.
James, Lonnie,
Aye.
Scott,
Aye.
Terry.
Aye.
Department head reports.
I have a question. On page 39, which is, I think we got an update from the police department. But where it's talking about the body worn cameras, no product support, no license fee, cannot purchase new. I thought we had already approved 2 new computers at different times, one for the office and one to be used with those body cams. Did I dream that?
We talked about, I thought we had approved the purchase of computers, but we thought it'd be a Martha question.
I believe we did, but I'll let Dwayne respond to that if that's okay.
So, part of that request was a new refurbished, new to us refurbished server machine
Okay.
and one desktop computer. It's also refurbished. When that was installed, our technician tried to transfer the software for the body cams to offload our body cameras over to the new machine. That process, that transfer can't be done with the software because there's no product code for the software to go along with it. So we can't take it off of the old machine and move it to the new machine since we don't have a product code. There's no product support for that software for the body cameras. There's no product support for not only the cameras themselves, but the software as well. In a nutshell, we're kind of backed into a corner with this machine. As long as we can maintain this machine that software's still on, we're okay, we can still upload to it. But if that machine goes down, we will no longer be able to upload the body cam footage from our current body cameras that we have.
And we did get some quotes on some other systems, and we're talking.
Back in January, we reached out to Axon, which is a common one, Motorola, another one, and GTAC to get some pricing information on it. And you're looking at between $15,000 and $24,000 for 7 cameras, and depending on which solution you want to go with, whether it be cloud-based storage where it's maintained remotely, or if we do on-prem storage, which is maintained in one of our servers that's on site. So depending on the solution you go, that price can fluctuate. Currently, in the situation we're at right now, we could also consider maybe not purchasing as many cameras and start small and work our way to growing in the next couple of years. As we grow, also build in that equipment replacement plan factor for the cameras themselves.
Is there any possibility of finding a grant or something? I know they've gotten grants for this in the past.
Yes, there are grants out there. I've not been able to pinpoint one at this point for these cameras, but they do exist.
We might just keep our ear to the ground for that
Absolutely.
in all the spare time you have.
Lots of it.
Yes.
I hear these cell phones, if you stick them in your front pocket, they record pretty well.
Not uncommon.
You can put them on Facebook immediately.
Thank you, guys. Any other questions?
I'd kind of like to go back in some minutes and kind of check, see, because I think I even made the motion to purchase those. And that's back when previous chief was here and we were trying to get them the equipment they needed, so.
Well, it sounds like
The computer, is that what you're saying? They did purchase the computer, but they purchased a refurbished one. And then you have to have a product code every time you change that software to another computer. And they don't have the product code. So now they can't take that software off the computer they have and put it on another one.
But the intent for the computers was to make that system work better, right?
that was part of it, yes.
Yeah.
Partially, yes.
And to be able to back it up
Yeah.
timely, things like that.
The machine that software's currently on is out of date, very slow, not user-friendly at all. Once we learned we couldn't transfer the software, it was an emergency mode to keep this thing up and running.
Right.
But didn't we purchase a new computer for the office?
We did that previously.
A refurbished
Yeah.
computer, I think is what they're saying.
But the software code, the product code for the software won't transfer.
For that program,
You have to have a serial
will
number
not
of the
transfer to
server.
the new,
Like they
Right.
just got a new server, correct?
yes.
It's a refurbished
But-
new server. yeah.
But on older
It won't
software,
come
you
off
can't
the
get a
old-
product
yeah.
code, so you gotta go to something newer.
Yep.
Well, that was
With the program.
foresight, wasn't it?
Personal.
Yeah.
To give you some history, the body cam company that we're currently using, Vivu, was bought out by Axon because they're their direct competitor. So they phased Vivu product support and everything completely out of the picture. This is one.
Just a snafu.
We should have bought new.
Yeah.
That's all.
Okay.
Good question.
Thank you, Chief Hamilton. Any other questions on minutes, or excuse me, department head reports?
Hearing none, I'll make a motion we approve the department head reports.
Second.
Scott,
Please.
Aye.
Lonnie,
Aye.
James, Brandon, Ron,
Aye.
Terry.
FYI, for those of you in the back that might not be able to hear all the conversating going on right now, we're getting ready to, we got a grant, or we're getting a grant from our local, what is the CFO, our local CFO group is giving us a grant for microphones up here with speakers back there and a microphone at the podium. So hopefully in the next couple of months, you guys will be able to hear us better back there if you can't right now. So purchasing, Chief Cunningham.
So I just made a copy of the bid that I want to use. I got several bids. This is the one that I chose. Oh, I could give one to James.
Terry's got one, he's already got one.
Yeah.
Oh, for James.
So we got approved for an ARPA grant. It was a 50-50 match for up to $20,000. I applied for some battery-operated extrication tools, and we were awarded that grant last month. But we couldn't make any purchasing until we have to watch a workshop video and some other minor details, and then we can be funded. They called me today. They knew that I was on a crunch with a certain tool, and they said I could go ahead and make purchasing, get approved for purchasing, and then on the 21st after the workshop, then we will be awarded the funding for reimbursement of their portion of the grant. My portion of that grant, the $20,000 for us, comes out of my equipment replacement plan that we talked about before. I'm doing without 3 sets of gear and some air pack equipment in order to make the purchase of the rescue tools. I am $500 shy of that money, and the rest will have to come out of my equipment budget to make our $20,000. That bid you have there is from FireMaster. It's the Amicus brand. It comes with tool holders as well, which some of these that I got bid did not come with the tool holders, or we actually mount them in the trucks. And the highest bid was $62,000, and the lowest bid was $35,900 without any of the extras. So I chose this brand to purchase because it comes with the holders. It comes with a DeWalt battery system that we can buy at Meeks. If we have a battery that goes down, we can buy it locally. These others are proprietary batteries. You have to go through Milwaukee or somebody else that, and you can't get them locally. They're $400 and $500 a piece from the company. So I chose the easier route. And I just need approval from you all that I could go ahead with purchasing this equipment.
Chief, do you mind explaining to the board what the value of having this battery-powered extrication tools as opposed to what you're currently using?
Okay, so currently we have a hydraulic system that has hoses that's hooked to a pump on our new truck that we bought. If you're lucky enough, you park the truck close enough that 30 feet of hose reaches the vehicles that you're doing the extrication on or wherever the rescue might be. This tool system that we have now is self-contained. You just grab it and walk wherever you need to go with it and use it. It has a battery-operated hydraulic system. The pump and everything's on the tool itself. Doesn't get any lighter, but it's more mobility. We can go down a ravine, we can go into a building, we don't have to drag the pump along with us. So it's an enhancement for our current set of tools that we use. We'll keep both of them because you never know. More, if you got 7 firefighters, that's 7 pieces of equipment you can be using at one time. So, and this is ARPA money that they gave out. DPS was given the grants, $10 million for fire, $10 million for police, and $10 million for EMS. We applied for a fire one and got awarded $20,000. There will be a second round. They don't know when it's going to be, and we're going to apply again, hopefully. So,
This may be a stupid question.
yes, sir.
Will this impact our fire rating in any way?
Not our fire rating, no.
Okay.
Our speed, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
It's very much on speed. It takes a while to get the hydraulic set up. You got to make connections with the tools and everything. This you just grab and go.
And by the way, you have to try and start the motor, and then try and start the motor, and try and start the motor, and sometimes.
It's a lawnmower engine. It pumps. You know.
And you're just.
Murphy's Law said you could start it an hour ago, and then whenever you need it, an hour later, yeah.
You're just 500 short.
I'm just 500 short out of the equipment replacement plan that I gave up.
The annual funding that the fire department gets.
Yeah. and I had to take 500 out of equipment.
in his budget.
So I'm just curious, those battery packs or those used?
60 amp.
Yeah, so you have spares or everything's in that,
It had a bank,
a bank of
a
them?
bank, yeah.
Okay.
It'll constantly charge. You just grab a battery, grab a tool.
But
snap
you
it.
won't need a spare sitting on a shelf somewhere or anything like that, or in case one were to go bad, or?
We could eventually, but
I didn't see, do you
there's
know? Is
4
there a-
tools, so 4 batteries starting out.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
So you could interchange if you had to. Okay, thanks.
Any other questions?
No, I'm ready to make a motion on that, so.
I'll second your motion if you make it.
I made it.
Leadership class is a good example of one of our department heads doing the work to get a grant that I talked about a little bit when I was talking to you guys originally. This helps stretch our money farther to get equipment that we need for our department, so
Thank you.
thanks.
Knowing that money's there to get a match with is awesome. It's awesome.
Ron,
Aye.
James,
Aye.
Brandon,
Aye.
Lonnie,
Aye.
Scott,
Aye.
Terry.
Aye.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Chief.
Thanks, Chief.
Water adjustments.
What's going on at the Catfish Cafe?
I think they had a pretty sizable leak off the main line, wasn't it? Yeah,
From the main to their,
yeah.
Probably in their parking lot. It's,
It was
hey,
back in the back corner.
$1,100.
Yeah.
well, how much of that is
That's
sewer?
their sewer.
I'm trying to get to it.
It's page 54.
So the $1,100 sewer, it would have been clear water that didn't even, I mean, that water wouldn't have even hit, shouldn't have hit your sewer system depending on your infiltration. Cause it ran out on the ground. Yeah,
That's why you addressed it.
so you're adjusting 100% of the sewer bill that would have been calculated for that business.
I make a motion we approve the water adjustments.
Scott, James, Brandon,
Aye.
Ron,
Aye.
Terry,
Aye.
Lonnie.
Aye.
New business, Simply Smart Storage, 309 South Ash Street, Christopher Sexton. Another new
This is
business.
on the north end of the Woods building. Yeah.
That's what
Well, and they have the indoor storage. Yeah.
Make a motion, we approve the Simply Smart storage application.
If you guys didn't hear, this is at the north end of the Old Woods building. Where they have the CMH equipment room or building. This is where that's at. Indoor storage,
Second
climate control.
motion.
Please.
Brandon,
Aye.
Ron,
Aye.
James,
Aye.
Lonnie,
Aye.
Terry,
Aye.
Scott.
Aye.
Old business been pushed to a different time. New business. YMCA information and with the pool. Good evening, Dawn.
We put some thought into the last time we were here, and Terry actually had mentioned swim team and what interest could there be there for Buffalo. And Scott had thought about this actually last summer as well. And when I say Scott, I mean we thought about this last summer as well. So did some checking, and with our downtown Wood location closing, they have lane lines, and we can get them for free. And then that would give us, we have space in the pool for 2. Is that right, Scott? We could get 2 lines in there?
Yeah.
We would be very interested in doing this, and if there ever came a time where the Y was not operating the pool, we would gift those to the city of Buffalo. So we would get them, and they would just belong to the city at that point. We would have to get them installed, so With that, I'm gonna ask Scott to help me on what that requires.
We would need 4 wall anchors, 2 on the west, 2 on the east. They're about 6 to 8 inches below the skim line.
Okay.
So that'd be a John thing. Drill, put the insert in, it's gonna have a hook. Lane lines go that way. I've seen people kind of rig them silly where they have a rope and tie it over the skimmer, but that comes a trip hazard. The right way to do it is just get the inserts, the anchors, and just be done with it. You never have to mess with them again.
I will say, they may not be pretty, but they will get us started and bring in a summer swim team. We've already made contact just in hopes, trying to pre-plan, that we've got a swim coach willing to come over and help us get started, and we've already got our foot in the door with entering a summer league. So we could potentially launch that pretty quickly. And the summer swim league is in the month of June, that's it. And summer swim doesn't actually start until May 29th across the board anyway. So we would really be hitting that target. We're not gonna miss anything. So it's a pretty exciting thing to be able to add something new. And then that gives us a chance to offer lap swim times for people before we open up, because people can't swim straight without lane lines. I'm a lap swimmer and I can't swim straight without them. I'm just saying it, you can't. So it would be, I think it could be a good thing for us.
Lane lines would cost us roughly, just to lake that pool, $500-600 minimum. The kind that they're providing, which are at the top of the line. And they're a little dated, but they lose their color, they don't lose their strength.
They still float.
Yeah.
Will we have it? Will it make it 4 lanes or just 2?
Because of the stairs, we can only go
Oh.
2 because the stairs are
right.
in the middle.
Okay.
Mhm.
Gotcha.
If there was ever a time that we wanted to have a meet, we just remove the stairs, and you wouldn't need those stairs for a swim meet anyway, and that doesn't take that long to put them back in.
And I've got my eye out for starting blocks too.
Oh.
So I think if they're at work, I think we can get those too. But I have to
Very
check
cool.
tomorrow when I go down there, so.
Very cool. Thank you.
Mhm.
Donna?
So I think we would just be asking for permission to have those holes drilled in, so we could actually enter those lane lines.
Without objection from the board.
So moved.
And the last thing, well, 2 things, is that when we came and talked about taking and operating the pool this summer, Scott had mentioned having someone on staff that was AFO or CFO certified. I am now an AFO certified aquatic facility operator, so we now have that.
Congratulations.
Great, thank you. That was a lot of math. And then he had also mentioned that it would be nice to have cooperative marketing pieces done, where we have the logo for the City of Buffalo on our materials. Now, last year, because I volunteered, we just kind of made this logo for the city pool. That's what we put on there because that's what I had. So if it's something that you want changed, we can do that. But this is just a few of the things that we have going on right now. It's our pool menu, our lifeguard hiring, and then also our family monthly piece with dates and themes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I think you have 4 or 5 returning lifeguards.
4 returning.
Yeah.
One of them's bringing her sister, so
Yeah.
that would be 5. I hired one this morning, one last week, so I'm looking for 2 more.
So you're at 7.
I'm at 7, and I have an interview Wednesday morning, and if that works well, then I'll be at 8, and then I need 2 more after that. Yeah, so I turned in an application with Scott Decker's name on it, but just already hiring him.
Do you think you'll get him?
If he's smart, I will. Do you all have any questions of me? And are there with that marketing piece, are you happy with the logo that is put on there? Is there any change that you want to see there for the summer?
Looks good.
Oh, good, because I've already printed a whole bunch of them.
Well, that was a question I had. I'm just curious where you get these printed at. I'm just,
We print them in-house, so we
Oh, okay.
design them we have Lucid Press in-house, so we design all of those ourselves. We have a really talented program director in Lebanon, and she's
Looks
a
like
former graphic designer,
Okay.
award-winning graphic designer, so she does a lot of that for
Looks
us, and then
good.
we drop in our dates and things.
There is a mistake on here.
Uh-oh, what is it?
I don't see times for lap swimming.
Oh, well, now that we have the lap lanes, I'll have to update that. Any other questions?
Thanks for all the hard work,
Of
Dawn. I
course,
appreciate
of
it.
course. Don't let us drill holes in your pool.
All right. Thank you, Don. Resolution number 2023-01 is a resolution concerning the hazard mitigation plan, the adoption of. Do you want to explain that a little bit, Terry, or?
Every 5 years, we work with SIMCOG, Southwest Missouri Council of Government. They come down and facilitate a series of meetings with stakeholders in the community, the city of Urbana, some fire department members, 911, emergency management, city leaders, and we go over, update the hazard mitigation plan for the county. This is a plan for the entire county. And basically it talks about the different hazards that we face, and we talk about ways to try to mitigate the hazards that we face as best we can. And by participating in the hazard mitigation plan, the different communities that participated, it opens them up to some funding. If they go ahead and they approve the plan and make it their plan, then that opens them up for some particular funding to mitigate some of the hazards they discussed in the plan. And examples are FEMA storm shelter, low water crossing replacement, storm sirens. There's a long list of things that can be requested and approved. So we try to participate so that first off, we plan as much as we can for the hazards that we think might potentially affect us. And secondly, we want to be able to take advantage of any funding opportunities, any grant opportunities that might be available to mitigate those hazards. You know, again, trying to stretch our dollars. So, that's it.
Yeah. And we found out just today. Did you see your emails?
No, didn't pay attention.
Okay. I'll read the very top part of it.
Okay.
It's from is it Thomas Cunningham, is that correct?
Yes.
Who is the gentleman who helped us through ours. Dallas County HMP, the hazard mitigation plan, has received final approval from FEMA. And a copy of the plan can be found at the SIMCOG's hazard mitigation plan. So the plan will be active for the next 5 years. A big thanks to everyone that attended the meetings and helped create the final document. So we just got that today.
They're not providing us with a hard copy to look through?
Apparently not. At a cost, maybe. But, so we just need to adopt this HMP plan, or HMP.
I make a motion, we adopt resolution 2023-01.
Second.
Please.
James?
Aye.
Brandon?
Aye.
Ron?
Aye.
Terry?
Aye.
Scott?
Aye.
Lonnie?
Aye.
Ordinance, bill number 23-08. These are the agreements between ourselves and Nature's Rain Lawn Care and Schuyler Mills Lawn Care. The first one's 23-08, an ordinance approving an agreement by and between the City of Buffalo, Missouri and Nature's Rain Lawn Care, authorizing the mayor to execute the same by and on behalf of the City of Buffalo, Missouri. First reading.
You need them individually.
Yeah.
Make a motion, we approve bill number 23-08, first reading.
Second.
Lonnie?
Aye.
Ron?
Aye.
Scott?
Aye.
Brandon?
Aye.
Terry?
Aye.
James?
You were on it there, James. Bill number 23-08, second reading and final passage.
I'll make a motion to approve bill number 23-8, second reading.
Second.
Terry?
Aye.
Lonnie?
Aye.
James? Scott?
Aye.
Brandon?
Aye.
Ron?
Aye.
Bill number 23-09, an ordinance approving an agreement by and between the City of Buffalo, Missouri and Mills Lawn Care LLC, authorizing the mayor to execute the same by and on behalf of the City of Buffalo, Missouri. First reading.
Make a motion, we approve bill number 23-09, first reading.
Second.
James?
Aye.
Terry?
Aye.
Brandon?
Aye.
Scott?
Aye.
Ron?
Aye.
Lonnie?
Aye.
Bill number 23-09, second reading and final passage.
Make a motion we approve bill number 23-09, second reading, final passage.
Second.
Lonnie?
Aye.
James?
Aye.
Ron?
Aye.
Terry?
Aye.
Scott?
Aye.
Brandon?
Aye.
So I also, with those ordinances, want to ask the board to see if you would approve for the mowing bills. Typically, like last year we did, mowing bills we paid every 2 weeks. Just asking the board if they want to authorize us to go ahead and pay those bills every 2 weeks instead of waiting each month, and it'd be actually 2 weeks after or 10 days roughly after the first of, or the end of the month. You guys have an issue with that?
No.
No.
Can somebody make a motion?
Yeah, I just need a motion.
Motion. Second.
Fields look great, by the way.
Yeah, they look really good.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm happy. Yes.
Brandon?
Aye.
Scott?
Aye.
Terry?
Aye.
Lonnie?
Aye.
James?
Aye.
Ron?
Aye.
Citizens' comments. You. Oh, come on up, Joey. Come on down.
I don't want to disappoint you, but earlier you said you had a grant for the speaker system.
I said we had applied for a grant. I apologize. Did I say we had the grant?
Yeah.
I apologize. We had applied for the
We
grant.
have 11 applicants and only 5 grants to give out.
We had applied for the grant. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I apologize. I meant to say that we applied for the grant. In hopes we would get it. That's what I think. I was trying to say that. Sorry, Joy. Any other citizens' comments?
I just want to give you an update on the Easter egg hunt.
Oh, yes, please.
Well, it was cold. And it was windy. We had a good turnout. Joy was there, and as many, Dawn and some other members of the committee. And we were ready for them. Of course, we didn't quite get the 700 we got last year, but we still had a good turnout. My own nieces didn't show up because it was too cold, so boy, it's a tough one. If we would have pushed it back a week, Saturday was beautiful, but we could have had the same problem. So our committee is made up of 7 people. We had Emma Odell, Restoring Hope, Joy Beamer from the Reflex. We had Kathy Banks of OCAC. We had Brandy Udohoven and Dawn from the YMCA. We had super volunteer Sue Dial, and we had Ashley Berry from Espresso 825, and they all worked at different paces and provided different support mechanisms. But that morning we also got a lot of support from some local groups. We had the Buffalo cheerleaders there helping put out the 11 or 12,000 eggs, I lost count. And one of our cheerleaders was the Easter Bunny for that event, and I thought she did a really good job. We also had an Easter Bunny, a different person that went around this past week to the preschools. They have a morning group and an afternoon group, so about 100 kids. They passed out candy and pictures and all that stuff. The event went well. I wish Easter was in May, Maybe even early June, probably better off, but if any of you attended, I mean, I'd love to have feedback, what we can do better, other than make it warmer and not so windy, but it was another well-done event, I believe. The volunteers really stepped up. We didn't need to raise the 5,000 that we did last year, because a lot of the stuff we were able to use again, so I think it ended up around 3,800. Is that right, Martha? Give or take $50?
Whatever I sent you last.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
And I think there's a little left over in the pot to start for next year. And we'll be looking for committee members. I forgot one person, Claire Boggs. I apologize. She had kind of left the committee there at the end because of an illness with her grandmother, but Claire raised a lot of money through the banks. So everyone did their little part. Anyway, so if there's any feedback, I'd love to hear it now.
We had some, I think too, we had some local volunteers, neighbor volunteers too, that helped out with the prize. Yes.
Jeannie was there. Jeannie, I gave her the most frustrating job of all. Golly.
I did the best job of
I tried to give it to Joy and to Don and to Sue, and they said no way. So
Yeah, it's a
they
blast.
saw Jeannie there, and they're going, "We'll have Jeannie do that."
It was a
Jeannie
blast.
had to match the prize to the age group to the egg. So that means a sticker, a colored sticker on the prize to the age group, and it had to go on the right field. And I'll tell you what, it went well. I mean, I didn't hear anyone complain.
Yeah, you didn't know, but I only screwed up once.
Okay.
But still, it was awesome. I would definitely volunteer again, and I would encourage anybody to go and volunteer.
Great.
It is so much fun.
And we had our police and our fire there. They brought the Easter Bunny in on the fire department truck again, and the kid's mom, the Easter Bunny. I was trying to get the Easter Bunny to come to me at the DJ table, and he got stranded over there by the YMCA table. The kids just surrounded him, but yeah, it was a fun day. I mean, it's just cold, so it could have been worse. We could have been in Minnesota trying to do it. So
Hide them in the snow.
that's that.
Hide them in the snow.
Yeah.
And Scott did an excellent job putting this all together too, and not only before but during, out there afterwards too. So
Unscripted.
unscripted, that's right. So thank you, Scott. Very well done.
You're welcome.
Thanks for that update. Any of the citizens' comments? Great.
So we
Cat-
talked about
Tiana?
the fire department was talking about getting the new equipment and the grants and all. My family and a few neighborhood friends would like to come together and offer them, they said they were shy of $500 that we're gonna take out of their own budget. We have a donation of $550 here for them.
Oh, wonderful.
Wow.
Wow,
Thank
We'd
you.
like to give that to you.
that is awesome.
Just gonna run it all over to Red Cash, so.
Oh,
Sure, we can give it to you right here. That way you guys have it. We thank you.
excellent. Thank you guys
You better
so
get a
much.
receipt.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you guys. Ray, thank you. Katiana, thank you guys. Greg, hey. Give it to Debbie.
I'll go if you drive.
I'm gonna go turn it in.
Thank you guys very, very much. I appreciate that. Really neat that the leadership group is here tonight to see. That's the first time I know of somebody, a community member, doing something like that to help. I greatly, greatly appreciate that. You
Like we
guys.
said, we came here a couple of years ago, and we wanted to make this our home. So here
Well,
we are.
Greatly, greatly appreciate that.
Appreciate it.
Thank you guys so much. Any other citizens top those comments? Thank you guys so much. Is that where you were in and out?
Yes.
Patty? Very well. You did that quick then.
I
I
had
don't.
3 ATMs, none of them worked around here. I went to one and it's like 200 limit. I'm like, Dad, go. I went to the next one. It's a 200 limit. I was like, this is getting frustrating.
It's a good thing Chief of Police was here. She was
Thank you
I
guys.
come throwing the little flashy lights went off. I was like, Dad, go. Close city council before I get back. So.
Real special. I really, really, truly appreciate that. Thank you guys very much. There's no other citizens' comments. My mayor's comments sure won't beat that either. But I do have a few. And we have two very deserving nominees for the Cornerstone Award in our presence this evening, Joy Beamer and Tracy Strickland, have been nominated for the Chambers Cornerstone Award. Coming up, I don't even know when the banquet is. Joy? Somebody?
Brendan happens to be on that nomination.
I would have nominated, yes, you.
No, I would have nominated you. Oh, let's have a mutual admiration.
So, is it at the end of the month? Okay.
I don't have the date.
Okay. Well, I wanted to bring that up because I feel like it's a very important nomination. The other nominations are great as well, but Cornerstone Award it means that they have put a lot of effort and time into the community, and it's being recognized, and I greatly appreciate them both. So, from the last meeting, I had some new signs drafted and made, and they're hanging on the fence at the ballparks, and it's basically some kind of field rules and, etiquette rules, yeah. So they're on either side, or they were supposed to be on either side of the dugout, or the backstop in between the dugouts, on both fields. And it's just basically some etiquette language to just, this is what we expect when people use those fields. So, Hillbillies and Hot Rods this Saturday, starting in the afternoon, will be cruising that evening, and not the car show that day, but you come up here for the car show on the square. So that's this Saturday, weather dependent. We had some recent vandalism. I don't normally bring this up because I don't like bringing attention to it, but I do. I guess my reason for bringing it up tonight is to ask the community to help keep your eyes open. We had the most recent vandalism was both of our tires on our new radar trailer were slashed Saturday night. We don't know.
Unsure of the exact date,
but both of the tires were slashed on the radar trailer that was sitting down at Mill and Hickory. So we since had to pull it back to the police department. And did you guys get the new tires on today?
we got them replaced today. They're not installed.
Okay. So we'll get that back out as quick as we can. But we've talked about this on and off for the last few years. It's like our lights along the walking trail are getting vandalized. You guys have no idea, and I actually didn't either until I was getting updates. Lamont is changing. There's sometimes 4 or 5 different lights at a time, like on the same that happened at the same, overnight or whenever. So, I just my request is the community, if they could step up, keep their eyes peeled. If they see something suspicious, call 911, and so our officers can get there as quick as they can. And we do have some cameras at different places along the trail. I don't know if they happen to know where those happen to be, I guess, because they typically hit where we don't have cameras. So, but that's changing. So, and you could put that in the paper too, Joy, and the Dallas County Free Press can hear that. So we'll have many, many cameras along the trail and other areas of the community that are getting vandalized. So down at the park areas and the fairgrounds also. So I just wanted to bring attention to that because when that continues to happen, that takes money out of other projects that we want to use that other money for to further projects that we have going on. So it just makes it more difficult. So I appreciate everybody's help with that too. And last but not least, I want to bring attention to, and I know some of you already know this, a couple things. James, welcome back. I'm glad you're here. Sorry you missed last meeting, but I'm glad you were here to be sworn in tonight. I know, and I greatly appreciate you being here. It means a lot. So, the other thing I want to mention is we are down to 2 police officers, 1 chief, and a office staff member. Chief Hamilton and Sergeant Anderson and Officer Clark have been working 8-hour shifts for they're working on the 2nd week now, right? Started the 2nd week. And they're just continuous. It's Sergeant Anderson's the 8 hours during the day, Chief Hamilton's 8 hours in the evening into midnight, and then Officer Clark is midnight to 8, and they've been doing this now for over a week. I just want to bring special attention to them and appreciate their dedication to the community and each other and us. And it doesn't go unnoticed. And moving forward, we're going to have a conversation with Chief Hamilton here shortly and to see what we can do to help relieve or at least move towards relieving that situation. So we do have an officer that is on paternity leave right now that is not expected to be back till June. Is that correct?
That's my understanding, yes.
So we've got a little time though, and they cannot continue to do this. So, but I do want to bring it up because I do want to show our appreciation for their dedication, like I said, to the community and each other and us. So please let the guys know we very much appreciate you and them. Okay.
Thank you, appreciate it.
And by the way, if nobody else didn't notice, I said the number earlier. I looked at it again because I couldn't believe it. 243 business checks from our police department this last month. I think that's probably that's the biggest number I've ever seen on there. And the other night, Friday night, I think it was Friday night I saw you at the park area. I went up in not my normal vehicle to check the signs out on the fields, and nobody was around at that time, and it was at night, and I drove around the concession stand and come back down the hill, and I see a Tahoe with no lights on sitting down on the soccer fields parking lot, or the fields parking lot, and I drive down there, and it's Chief Hamilton. And I have seen him many times be driving around businesses. I drive by the Langford building the other night and saw him driving behind it with his lights on, shining in to make sure. I just want you guys to know how much, by the way, I appreciate that they do that, and I've heard so much from the business community now on how much they appreciate them checking the businesses. So, so people know they are out, they are watching, they are doing the absolute best they can with the three of them working 8-hour shifts every single day. And I'm just very appreciative of the dedication. So thank you again. That being said, I do want to ask if any of the leadership group has any questions. It's okay. You can ask.
Besides, can they go home?
They want to stay longer. I know. I could keep talking if you guys want.
You can.
All right, if there's no questions there, I'm done with my mayor's comments. And if anybody has anything else, I need a motion to adjourn open. We'll take a 5-minute recess.
So moved.
Second.
James?
Aye.
Brandon?
Aye.
Terry? Scott?
Aye.
Lonnie?
Aye.
Ron?
Aye.
Thank you all for being here tonight. We're going to take a quick recess and we're going to close session.